Hey everybody, Coach Toolshed here, and today I'm going to be talking about the hot button topic of the last couple of weeks. Talking about the Executive Clown of the Year for 2018, Patrick Soderlund from EA, and all the recent developments that have been going on with the whole Battlefield 5 fiasco, and the recent announcement that EA is going to be moving on without Patrick Soderlund as part of the team. Now, there's been some heavy debate as to whether or not he's actually quit or whether or not he's been let go, terminated, and it's just sort of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He's going to exit quietly out the back door, and EA is just going to go about their business. And truth be told, I've seen a lot of debates about this, and I even foolishly got into an argument with somebody about this earlier in the week, and the fact remains, none of us were in those meetings. So any speculation on whether or not he quit on his own accord, or whether or not EA actually forced him out the door. Like I said, we don't know. We weren't in those meetings. We can speculate all we want. I will say this. I personally think that EA cares a lot more about the bottom line than they care about the fan base's hurt feelings. So if you're someone who is upset about the Battlefield 5 stuff that went on, I don't think EA really cares about that as long as it's not going to affect the bottom line. Now, in this case, it certainly does appear that it will affect the bottom line. But you also have to remember, under Soderlund's guidance in the last few years, EA has been making record profits. Record profits. I touched on this in my last video. Like, EA has been rolling in cash every year. They've been more and more and more. They've been bringing more and more billions. Last year was over $5 billion worth of revenue that they brought in. With this guy, sort of the front person. He was basically the spokesperson for EA. And he's sort of idiotic statements you've heard come out of EA's mouth over the last few years have probably come from Patrick Soderlund. So, this is a guy that has a history of treating the fans like fools, and maybe the final straw has been broken. But if you want to speculate on whether or not, like I said, whether or not he's gone of his own accord or whether or not he was pushed out the door, we don't really know. There's points that could be made either way. So let's just move on to what we do know about the current situation. So I'm sure many of you are probably aware there's been tons of videos and a ton of articles done about this topic this week. So I'm going to try to come at it from a little bit of a different angle. I'm not going to get involved in the political aspect of what's going on. I want to keep this focused on gaming and the consumer's relationship with the studios, because I think, for me, that is far more important. If you want to get bogged down in the political side of things, go for it. Hey, knock yourself out. I've said before on this channel, I don't really want to get involved too heavily with the political side of things, but this is a situation where there is some overlap, but I'm not going to get down into the mudslinging back and forth. I know there's a bunch of channels that are fighting back and forth right now, even some very high-profile channels. I'm not going to get involved, because I don't want to get involved in that mess. I want to talk about games, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, Patrick Soderlund, like I said, has been EA's Chief Development Officer, and he's served in a leadership role there for many, many years. He's been with the company for about 20 years, I believe, and he is one of the fine folks that helped bring us the Star Wars Battlefront 2 fiasco last year, where EA acted genuinely surprised that the fan base didn't want pay-to-win aspects in their competitive multiplayer game. Surprise, surprise. Why would fans get upset about that, Patrick? Oh, I don't know. The thing with this guy is he's one of these guys, and he did again this year at E3 when EA announced the Command and Conquer game. The next one's going to be a mobile-based game. And Patrick Soderlund went out there, and he's one of these guys who says that, oh, the fans don't really know what they want. We tell them what they want. The fans think they know what they want, but they don't really know what they want. What they really want are these mobile games. Even though no one was actually asking for a Command & Conquer mobile game, that's clearly what they want. When in reality, everyone knows, no, EA wants to push these mobile games because everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has a mobile device. Not everyone has a gaming console or a gaming PC, but everyone and their mother has a cell phone. That is why EA tries to push this crap. That is why we can't get away from this stuff. That is why we see BioWare making a game like Anthem, because the creative director has been pushing them in these directions. The head of EA has been pushing them in these directions because, as he says it, they want BioWare to make the same type game that they've always made, but now with Anthem they want it to be, quote, more relevant and a contemporary game design that is online focused. See, they want it to be more relevant by being online. So you know that all you Mass Effect fans, I hope, maybe you didn't realize, but Mass Effect is irrelevant. So you didn't really enjoy playing those games because they're irrelevant, because they weren't online. So you see, EA is not able to monetize you. Even though, by the way, Mass Effect already has online modes that they jam in loot packs and everything else, random gun packs and everything else to it. But you know what? That's not monetized enough for them. No, they need to go fully online with a Destiny clone in Anthem, because that's what EA does. Even though they're another one of these companies that try to act like they're somehow pushing the creative boundaries of the industry. That's the sort of ridiculous quotes you'll see coming out of Patrick Soderlund's mouth. EA, let me help you out. You guys have been pushing Madden out the door for legitimately 30 years now. Every single year. You guys are not creative bulwarks. Give me a break. You idiots. You guys pumping out FIFA for 25, 30 years. There's no creativity here. Your guys' main attraction is your sports games. There's no creative ingenuity here. Battlefield? All you guys did was hop on the Call of Duty train with Battlefield. That's all you guys did. You guys just want to be like Call of Duty. You want to be like Activision. And now you're doing the same crap with Anthem. You guys want to be like Activision and copy Destiny. There's no creative vision at EA. Get out of my face with that crap. But this is the type of guy, Patrick Soderlund, who wants to tell you, you don't know what you want. They know what you want. As they just make money hand over fist with their ultimate teams. And they try to cram these loot packs into every stinking game. And finally, it blew up in their face with Battlefront 2. And I'm sure everyone watching this video probably knows about that Battlefront 2 fiasco with the pay-to-win mechanic that they ended up having to rip out of the game. And the game ended up not even coming close to their projections. And now they're seeing the same problem with Battlefield 5, because it's been announced this week, reports have been coming out, that the pre-orders are way down compared to other games that are launching, specifically Red Dead Redemption and Call of Duty Black Ops. So, when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, but isn't Battlefield always down in pre-orders compared to Call of Duty? Like, isn't that normal? And yeah, it is kind of normal. Usually they're, from what I saw over the last few years, between 20 and 40% behind Call of Duty when it comes to these pre-order things. And that sounded about right to me. But now, the reports come out this week that Battlefield 5 pre-orders are 85% down compared to Call of Duty. And why is that? Well, it's because Patrick Soderlund went and opened his stupid mouth again. And like I said, the guy's leaving EA now, so we'll see which direction the company goes now. But Patrick Soderlund is one of these guys who always needs to insult the fans, and he needs to denigrate games and franchises that don't... He tries to pass that off as, you know, oh, you guys don't know what you want. Oh, these franchises are irrelevant. Come look over here. Come look at these shiny new online toys we have over here where we can monetize and monetize and monetize and monetize. And like I said, I don't want to get into the political aspects of why Battlefield 5 is suffering from pre-orders, because I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about. And I'm not even going to get involved in that. But what I want to focus on is when he told the gamers that if they didn't like it, basically sit down, shut up, don't buy our game if you don't like it. You uneducated fools. That's where he wants to go with this. Insulting the player base. Again and again. Saying that the games that they like, they don't really like. They're irrelevant games. These are irrelevant franchises. Fans don't know what they want. They want mobile games. They want this. Everything has to be online. No. It's all bull crap. It's so EA can gouge your wallets as much as humanly possible. And everyone knows this. But we still have to sit there and listen to it. And then we have to listen to the mainstream press act like anyone who complains about it is the quote-unquote vocal minority. Shut the hell up with this vocal minority bullcrap. That has become the catch-all phrase where if someone disagrees with you, buff, you're just part of the vocal minority, you just like to whine. Shut up. It's clearly not a vocal minority because the sales aren't going to dip that drastically because of a quote-unquote vocal minority. That is the height of stupidity if you think you're going to see these massive drop-offs to the point where Wall Street's worried about it. So, I know the gaming journalists and gaming press and gamers themselves, we can all get worked up. YouTubers, we all get worked up over news like this and stuff like this. But when Wall Street starts getting worried about these companies, which they are, you can go read some of the financial news sites, not the gaming news sites. Because the gaming news sites, you know what sort of crap you're going to get from them. You know exactly the sort of crap you're going to get from them. Because they're going to dump on you too. They're going to tell you how stupid you are. That your opinions don't matter. Because that's what they do. But when the financial outlets, when the Wall Street Journal, when CNBC, when all these financial outlets start turning and saying, oh, geez, guys, we need to worry about this EA thing. Well, now you see where the problems start coming. And now you see why people probably think that EA did let him go. And like I said, we don't know. That could be the case. And there are myriad reasons why these pre-order sales could be way down. For one, people are probably turned off to EA because that's what happened over the last year. People are really pissed at EA. And it's been getting worse for a few years now, but it's really, to me, people are really mad at EA. This year especially. After the Star Wars Battlefront thing, after all the other idiotic quotes from this guy, Patrick Soderlund, who just... I mean, we've heard for years about EA making nonsense comments, but I just was always like, attributing them to EA. But then when I was actually looking into this, it's like, no, it's the same idiot over and over again making a fool out of himself. And somehow EA is still raking in the cash because people are stupid enough to keep buying Ultimate Team packs. If people would just stop doing that, EA would probably go bankrupt. You know that, right? If people would just stop buying these Ultimate Team packs for FIFA and for Madden, I don't think EA would be turning a profit. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it. So like I said, there's probably a multitude of reasons why the pre-orders are down. The launch window in between Call of Duty and Red Dead can't help. The political aspect of things, where they're forcing their agenda into the game that a lot of people don't like. And that's not, once again, I don't want to get into that. That's a whole different topic. But for me, I don't think it's the inclusion of an agenda, because we've seen games that force agendas into their games that still do well. You can still do well and have the agendas in your game that you want. That isn't the problem. The problem is when you insult the player base. You morons. This goes to every publisher, every developer. From the biggest AAA company like EA down to the smallest indie dev. Don't insult the people who you are trying to sell a product to. You morons. Morons. How dumb do you have to be? Why is it that the entertainment industry is the only industry on the planet that thinks that it is a good idea to insult the people they're trying to sell a product to? It is mind-blowing. And then they act all shocked and run to the media when they have backlash because they know that the media is going to pick up a shield for them and protect them from, we have hurt feelings because people are mad, the vocal minority's mad. No, shut up. You don't get dislike ratios on your trailer because of a vocal minority. Idiots. Idiots. You're not going to sell games when you specifically tell people to not buy your game. Idiots. Patrick Soderlund, I'm glad you're gone, and I hope we never see you at another company again, whether you quit or whether you were fired. And EA, smarten up. The next person you put into that position, make sure they're not going to treat the fans like they're idiots. And like I've said in other videos, I know there are a lot of idiots out there. But you don't sit there and insult the customers! That's all I wanted to say about this. I'm not even a Battlefield fan. They didn't lose my sale. I was never going to buy the game to begin with. I was never going to buy Battlefield 5 because I'm not a Battlefield fan. So they didn't lose my sale. But give me a break. That's all I got to say. I'm Coach Toolshed. And as always, you keep it turned to 11.